fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm smiling. I'm kind of in a good mood, even though we have a later video. I think you're going to really be happy that's coming out. And if you saw the thumbnail, you're probably already a little bit excited. And because I had to rush this one out, you're not going to get the usual rev cuts, edits, and fanciness. And you're going to get like random just, hey, Big Rev comes out of nowhere to say, look, last week we had a couple of videos that came down on Scopely, and I think they were justified. Legitimate feelings, legitimate complaints. And all of you basically echoed the same thing. The key though is, do those videos help elicit change? And do things that we do in the game get Scopely to stop acting crazy? Can you please give me something to be happy about? Well, good news everybody, today they have. And I want to start with this. And I really want to just harp on, in a positive way, change thanks to your voice. Remember about, what was it, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, we did this, the Player's Choice Highest Priority Updates survey that we started. Scopely didn't have us do this. They didn't launch this out. We did it because we needed them to listen, and they agreed to listen. Now, this video is going to be a little taste of what you have to look forward to, so stay tuned. I'm actually really excited to give you the full video, and this little taste hopefully makes you pretty happy. But in about a 4-day period, we have over 9,000 people respond to this with issues that they were having in the game and things that they needed to see updated as quickly as possible. So now we're going to take a little look at that. In the first look, transporter patterns are getting another update. New officers are being added, and I'm excited to say that on this channel, we're giving that news to you first. Not that that really matters, it's just exciting, and it shows them listening, because this is an example of a direct follow-up from this. That's dope. I'm not just making it up. They said that in my call with them. And whether or not, like, we can't say, look, every one of these issues that we had are going to get fixed, bam. But what we can look forward to is every month we know new content's coming out. But many of you said, hey, we need a lot of older content to get updated. And what we're finding with this communication, and when we're making these videos and we're getting your voices out there, we're getting responses to indicate change is coming, and sometimes an example of change coming. And I'm going to call this one a big W. So let's start with that. Let me give you the first one. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to just take this off the screen, and we're going to bust up the officer tab here. Who do you think the first one is? You know what? I think I'm going to start y'all with the one that's probably going to get y'all the most excited. At least I would probably be the most excited. 3 of 11. This one has been highly, highly asked for. Sourcing for 3 of 11. How are we going to get 3 of 11? Well, she's going to be added to the transporter pattern store. Now, real quick, for those who don't remember, or those who are maybe too low level to know, when you max out a rare or epic officer, you get transporter patterns when you pull those shards instead of getting more shards. It's like Kang or Vimit or Kumak, who I've already maxed out. I can't get any more shards for them. They turn into transporter patterns, which opens up a new store in my recruit menu. And if I scroll, here's transporter patterns. Tomorrow, 4 new officers will be in here, including 3 of 11. Now, if you remember, 3 of 11 is going to be one of your newer Borg officers that allows you to have a bonus with mining gas. But more importantly, for a lot of you miners out there, protected cargo, resource protected protocols. At tier 1, level 1, a 300% boost to your protected cargo. Miners are rejoicing right now. And in fact, we don't even need no more video. This is it. 4 minutes, that's all you need. Comment right now how much you're happy, okay? Because I've had so many, no exaggeration, thousands of comments about where's 3 of 11? When are we going to get 3 of 11? We need sourcing for 3 of 11. Can we please have 3 of 11? Well, look, Scopely heard your pleas. And if you remember, this was one of the things that was on our survey. Here she is in your transporter pattern store, launching this month. An example of them listening. Now, that doesn't mean we take our foot off the gas, by the way. And I got to really emphasize that. We got to keep the foot on the gas, pedal to the metal. But this is something that has me excited. I'm happy Rev after last week being sad Rev. June Rev so far is happy Rev. So this is one of the officers that we have added, but not the only one. Not the only one. There's 4. Yeah, Rev said 4. So let me back out. So we have one of the best protected cargo officers in the game getting added. What if we had another best officer at something getting added? Would that be freaking dope? Well, good. Because William T. Riker's getting added, and maybe the best Armada officer in the game. Now, it depends on what you're doing, but for the average player, this is one of the best officers in the game. It's still difficult to source, but the officer ability with the Icarus factor, giving that bonus against Federation hostiles and Armadas, is a great use for Armadas and other purposes, but the captain's ability, officer's ability, this getting added to transporter patterns is one of my favorite officers from the TNG set. Picard, my favorite, and definitely need to work on Sorcery Picard, but so far, 2 out of 2, I'm very happy with the officers being added to transporter patterns. If you remember the last time we had officers to transporter patterns, we did add 4. So far, so good. I'm curious what y'all think about the next 2. But so far, I'm excited. I really wish I could have launched this and talked about it on Twitch, but we're doing it here on YouTube because it's just, I'm talking about it on my live streams as well. So let me back out real quick. Next up on the list, curious to know excitement levels. I like it. So we just got maybe the best protected cargo officer, maybe the best armada officer. What if we went to one of the best PvP officers? A little bit of flavor for everybody. TOS Kirk getting added to the list. 3D strategist, works great on enterprises, works great with a lot of ships, has a lot of value. I'm excited. I mean, 3 out of 3 so far. It's a huge W. It's tough for me to look at any of this and go, well, I really would have had this one over here. It's like they're addressing so many different layers of the community with this feedback. And this is, like I said, this alone, like I told you, my excitement level for this month was kind of low. This update alone, even if they did nothing else, which they are doing more, even if they did nothing else, I'm still going, holy crap, good month. Maybe I'm being too hyped because it's fresh. Like I'm just getting the news. I'm just sharing it with you, but this excites me. This is better sourcing. And if you're following the strategies that myself and other content creators give out, you're accessing transporter patterns in the 20s, so you can start working on these officers. Now, is this the all-encompassing makes everything better? No, we still need better sourcing. I'm not saying this makes everything better, but so far we're getting officers added that we actually need. And we talk about how transporter patterns have some useless officers in them. Well, those of you who've been saving up for when new officers come to the game, here you go, right there. That's it. Oh, wait, no, there's one more. Whoa, one more. Now, this one I particularly like for lower level players, but I still think has value for everybody. I'll admit, the last one I'm going over is not the one that excites me the most, but I have no problem with her being added. It is Miss Sela, Romulans. Denise Crosby, you're an amazing actress. Tasha Yar was not my favorite character. Sela, however, was, and this was also probably the best hint ever dropped in Star Trek Fleet Command, but in PvP decreases the critical hit chance by 2% per hit, basically working exactly how Khan does. She's a direct counter to Khan. So if you are a low level player and you're not going against a lot of honor guard dwarfs, Sela in the 20s can be valuable. And yes, there are a lot of players who have transporter patterns in the 20s because they do what I recommend. They have dual faction grinding, they're spending all those credits on officers, and they're doing their augment. So they're getting transporter patterns in the 20s. So if you're fighting a lot of Khans, this is a great officer to use to counter that, but also the captain's ability gives you a bonus gives you a bonus while cloaking, increasing your critical hit damage. So not only countering criticals, running criticals of your own. She's not my favorite officer, I'll admit, but still a good officer, especially for lower levels. And the reason I got so excited about all of this was that we were taking officers that affect a great range of players. We've got miners getting officers. We've got PvE and alliance-based officers getting released with with Riker. We've got PvP officers. We've now got low-level officers that work in PvP. So we got a wide range getting added. And once again, my excitement level is because this is a sample of them showing that they're listening based on feedback that you have given. That's what's got me excited. This is literally just a tidbit of what we're doing together, me, you, and everybody, to work with Scopely to get them to listen. And this is something that is going to be something we work on more in the future. There's other meetings that we're working on, and I'll be honest, I can't tell you that everything that was voted on as the most popular in the survey is going to get fixed lickety split. But big issue number one is that they're listening to our request, dare I say demands, to update outdated parts of the game. Some of those things are officer sourcing. And while that might not be the biggest issue for some people when it comes to transporter patterns, especially our newer server friends, it is still an issue that will affect all players. Whether you're a whale at level 58 who somehow hasn't been able to get Riker yet, well, maybe now you can max them out, and that helps you running armadas with your alliance. I mean, whatever the reasoning is, this is a step that at least proves they're listening. And in June, we're going to show you how that's becoming something that hopefully is a theme, and it excites me. Because let's all be honest, this is not something we had before. Now, if you're sitting there right now saying, look, I have doubts, I'm going to hold my head in the sand, and I'm going to wait, completely fair. Wait it out. I have no problems with that, no qualms with that at all. But what I can say is we've had some videos before in the past that never elicited any change. We have an example of this happening. working with people like Eco, the new community manager, working with the dev team, working with the design, and letting them see our side of the gameplay. Because so many people say, hey, it's like they don't know the game that they're making. They don't understand what we go through. Well, here's an example of them listening. And once again, video coming at the end of the month, highlighting a lot of this, talking through it. You're not going to like every answer, obviously, because they can't make everything get fixed like that. But I do think that you're going to like that this month is helping focus on that, going into the future, updating some parts of the game, as well as the new stuff coming this month. So that's all I got for you. Now all you got to do is just let me know what you think. Yeah, you know how to do that? Comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have anything else that you have a question about, I'm here to answer. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next one, which will be our Arkfall video. Yep, comes out really soon. Hopefully nobody spoils it. Caffeinated.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.